Okay, CF number 17. It is a custom that the Kaddish is recited for only 11 months after the parent's death. So as we said before, for all others except parents, for whom person is obligated to say Kaddish, it's 30 days. But for parents, it's the mourning period is a 12 months. But Kaddish we say only for 11. Why is that? The reason for this custom is so that to avoid establishing one's parents as a great sinners. For the punishment of evil people in Gehinnom is 12 months. Commentary. As we have seen in the CF1, reciting Kaddish is a source of merit to the deceased parent, saving them from the rages of Gehinnom. Since the maximum term of Gehinnom is 12 months, as see Mishnah Eidus 2:10, the Kaddish is recited for a full 12 months. It would imply that there is a need for the merit, and an inheritance can be drawn, an inference can be drawn from this that the parent was great sinner. However, serving as a chazan and reciting Kaddish the Rabbanan at the Siyum during the 12th months of the mourning is a virtuous action, and is a merit for the soul of the one's parents, but it is not mandatory. You see, Moshe, you're there. Okay, so what does it say here? So it says here that so the judgment in Gehinnom, 12 months. So I think people take it out of the context. So the whole judge, the judgment process is at 12 months, right? For who? For bad people, right? So for the sinners, and for the righteous people, it's less than that. It's 11 months, right? So that's what they say. So don't imply that your parents are sinners, right? By saying the Kaddish for 12 months, but end of the commentary say he can still serve as a chazan. I mean, one has nothing to do with another, right? He's serving as a chazan, but he does not say Kaddish except the Kaddish the Rabbanan. So it's a longer Kaddish that we say after learning of the Torah. I mean, in public, of course. Okay, 49, continue. For example, if parent died on the 10th of Shvat, the mourner ceased to recite Kaddish on the 9th of Teves. On the 10th of Teves, he should no longer recite Kaddish. For that, that is the first day of the 12th month. Okay. As a single day, and as a single day of the month is considered a month in some extent. Okay. It would be as though he recited Kaddish for 12 months. So it's so one more time on the, just one second. On the 10th of Teves, the person passed. One second. For example, the parents would die on the 10th of Shvat. Okay. The mourner ceases to write on the 9th of Teves. So 9th of Teves is the last day. So I'm not sure. Okay, so it's exactly 11 months. On the 10th of Teves, he should no longer recite Kaddish. Okay. For that day is the first day of 12th month. Okay. And as a single day of the month is considered, okay, so all right, I apologize for the confusion. So if he would say even next day, on the 10th of next month, it would be like he was saying for the whole month. So we have this concept, for example, in some instances, for example, when we count the bar mitzvah for a boy, right? When he's 13 years old and he's allowed to put tefillin. Let's say he was born on this day at 4 p.m. At 4 p.m. he was born. So in the morning he's not 13, right? If we know exactly when he was born. In the morning he's still 12. and almost 30th. So, but we have this concept when we count partial day as a whole day, and the same logic they apply here. They say stopped right right before this month, so it will be only 11 and not even 1 day of the 12th month. Okay. With respect to these laws, one counts the days of the morning from the date of burial, and not from the date of the death. So one more time, with respect to these laws, one counts from the date of the days of the morning from the days of the burial, not from the date of the death. So when we were discussing in the beginning, so it's possible that maybe we did not discuss. I apologize. We did not discuss. No, I learned in a different class. Sorry. So okay, so let's put it like this. So we learned in a different class. So it's possible that a person passed away, right? And as I think the best example would be of one of my students' mother passed during Corona, and like in the middle of everything. So the funeral home could not. They took her from hospital to funeral home, but there were no caskets, and the company who were supplying caskets, many people were sick, so she was there for I don't know, almost 3 weeks in this funeral, and then there was nobody to dig the grave. It's crazy. It's crazy. So it's very possible that the person died in 1 day, but buried on a different day. Right, but the mourning period of, as we were discussing here, 7 days and 30 days and 1 year actually starts from the day of the burial, not from the day of the passing. That's what he's saying. Okay. So let me read one more time this laws. With respect to this laws, one counts the days of the morning from the date of a burial, okay, and not from the day of death. So which could be a few days apart, but could be 3 weeks apart, as we said in this example.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your side would be from the burial day. And
no, your side is going to be on the next year. Next year is a day of passing. So the first year is a little confusion.
So it's the date. For example, if it is a tragic event, it will be counting from the expert date at time. So that would be the your side.
Yes. When they actually died, yes.
Okay. Another question.
But the laws of the morning is different from. You see, okay. Actually, you're asking a very, very good question. So the yard side of passing would come like earlier than this 12 months. So the question is if this yard side day actually celebrated somehow. I think it is celebrated. Maybe he would even say Kaddish on that day. I'm not sure. But possible. And then let's say it was like in the case of my student, right? It was 3 weeks away. The 3 weeks different from the passing until the burial day. So I have to ask him what exactly he did, or we can look it up the laws. Actually, he would suppose to logically celebrate the 1 year from the passing and 3 weeks, but he continued his mourning period for another 3 weeks.
So maybe the your side is more related to the certificate of how do you say, of passing away of a person?
Yeah.
I don't know how to say.
It's not about certificate, but about our knowledge. We don't go over the certificates. Our knowledge when the person passed away. Yeah.
Okay. Another thing is about the furniture and the place where a relative of, for example, mine, if you can move, or it's better to avoid moving and to alter the place where the person lives.
There's no problem whatsoever. That's it. He's not there.
And if I decide that this, for me, it's more comfortable to not to touch anything until 1 year, for example.
It's up to you. It's not a halacha. You can do whatever you want. It's not. There's no such thing. I mean, you can do whatever you want. You want to leave it as it is. Leave it as it is. You want to do other things. You can do other things.
I also read somewhere. I don't know if it's true about mirrors. I'm not sure.
About covering the mirrors?
Yes. Yeah, and I don't know how
much. Yes, we do cover the mirrors because you see, for 30 days. For 30 days, we don't shave. So if somebody shave, some people don't take the shower for 7 days and stuff like that. They basically they're full of grief, right? They mourning, so they don't look their best. And now that this person would see himself, or the lady would see herself in the mirror without makeup and this, so they would get even more depressed. So it's not the time to look at the mirror. Just concentrate on the grief, on the loved one that the person lost. That's the thing.
But these ones would be tradition, or it's also halacha?
No, it's a tradition. That's what it's halacha. But we're going to get to this laws. Now we go. I think it's in the fifth swallow. Now we're talking about only Kaddish. Okay. Okay. This is because the punishment Gehinom does not begin until after the burial. So I remember we have the movie, the Chibut HaKever. So that's what it is. So only after the burial, the punishment begins. Right? Okay. Continue. But if the previous example, but if in the previous example, it was a leap year. So like this year is a leap year. We have 2 months of Adar. So now we have Adar 1. And yesterday was the yahrzeit of great Moshe Rabbeinu. Right? Continue. 1 second. So if it's a leap year, that his parent died, he stopped reciting Kaddish in the 9th, on the 9th or the 10th day of Kitzur. So meaning what? That we still doing 11 months, not 12 months, but 11 months. You understand? So in a leap year we have 13 months. So even though in a calendar 13 months, but the calendar, but we count by what is it? By 11 months for the righteous person. I mean for parents. So. Okay, continue. During the leap year, the month. Okay, here's the months of Adar is repeated, which results in 13 months. Thus, one who began reciting Kaddish in a leap year before the first Adar will complete 11 months, 1 calendar month earlier than the common year. Okay, so that's logical. He stopped reciting Kaddish on the 9th or 10th of Kislev. So let's see. If the burial was delayed by a day, that day is not included in the determinant of the months. The months of Kaddish, and thus he stopped on the 12th. So basically, that's why they Kitzur said on the 9th or on the 10th. 10th meaning, so the proper way is to bury a person on the same day. That's the best. So person has to be ready that he's going to go eventually, basically. So he has to purchase himself a plot where he should be buried. And after he passed away, there is a mitzvah to respect the deceased body and bury him as soon as possible. Possible today, bury him today. Okay, continue. Same halacha. On the day that the mourner ceased to recite Kaddish, he's entitled to recite every Kaddish, with the exception of Kaddish is to the yortzeit of the observer is entitled. As a mourner, as is a mourner within Shloshim. Okay, so basically on the last day of this 11-month period, right? He can say every Kaddish, right? Except if somebody has yortzeit on that day, right? So we have to give him one Kaddish. Or somebody is saying observing only 30 days of mourning. So 30 days of mourning is everybody except the parents. So it's lo lein lo lachem for a parent, for children, for brother, for sister, for wife, for husband. That's what we do. Only 30 days. So if this person saying this Kaddish for his wife and it's 30 days, the last day, so we have to give him priority. And then at least one Kaddish. If there was numerous yortzeit observers or the mourners within the Shloshim, so it's possible, especially when it was during the Corona, like many people passed away, right? And they will not all be able to recite Kaddish. So now let's say there are 4 people, 5 people. So what are you going to do? He, the mourner, who is reciting Kaddish on the final day, is displaced by them. So they push them off. Why is that? Although he may displace all other mourners, he does not display the yortzeit observer or the 30-day mourner. So basically, if there's a 5 30-day mourners, they push him off. Or there are 3 yortzeit, 4 yortzeit, they push him off. That's it. Okay. As explained in Bir Halacha, paragraph 132, he displays other mourners only as a courtesy, since he will no longer recite the Kaddish. So basically, the guy is saying last time, just let him go, let him do, right? The other mourners allow him 1 full day during which he will not be interfered with reciting Kaddish. So basically, it's his last day. Everybody agree, but very interesting explanation is a sign of courtesy. So tomorrow he's not going to be there, not to be saying Kaddish, so we can say Kaddishim is there is going to be at least 1 free Kaddish that we can split. The yortzeit observer and the 30 days mourner. 1 second. 1 second, sorry. Block it. I apologize. Okay. Apologize. Okay. So one more time, this the yortzeit observers and a 30-day mourner, however, will not benefit from him no longer recited Kaddish. The yortzeit observer has precedence because he recites Kaddish only on this day. So that's it. That's all he has. Only this day. And the 30 days mourner, because he would, in any case, have precedence over the mourner who is completing Kaddish, his Kaddish recital. I mean, this is saying this guy is saying for the last day, and this guy is saying for the last day, just right. And therefore, they need to not extend him any courtesy. So that's the only chance that they have. Okay, so no courtesy. Indeed, since they have a presence over him, meaning that he's going to say Kaddish on the yortzeit, right? And is over him, and if there are insufficient opportunities to recite the Kaddish, it is he who will be displaced. So basically, if it's not enough Kaddishim And the people with your side. So this guy is it's not, as we said, it's not the your side. It's only 11 months, right? So he's going to say Kaddish on the your side, which is very interesting. So let's say in the case of this student of mine, right? So as we said that this his mother was buried only 3 weeks after, so he would not. So he would say the Kaddish on your yard side, and that's it. But up to 12 months, he's going to continue with a mourning period. So basically, there's no contradiction. It's very situation is very straightforward. Okay. So continue. One who knows that his father and mother were great sinners. So okay. So here is don't do anybody any favors, right? If they were sinners, they were sinners. If they were Michal Shabbos, they were Michal Shabbos, right? And would be counted among those who punished in Gehenna for 12 months or forever. It is appropriate that therefore he's obligated to recite Kaddish for a entire 12 months. So if they know they were Michal Shabbos, don't stop at 11. Right? Pit Hiteshuva citing Chachmas Yerushalayim. So some people that they embarrass and say, why would I say? I told you people, so look, you know who your parents were. Just nobody counting. Like if you ask how many people around me saying Kaddish, well, I have no idea. Maybe 5 months, maybe 12 months, maybe it's third year. I have no idea. I'm not paying attention. So, but for the sake of his parents, that we know for sure they're sinners, so continue saying. So far, nobody listened to me. That's very interesting thing. Okay, Baruch HaShem. Okay, we'll see what their parents would tell them when they're going up to meet them. So commentaries say, as reciting Kaddish provides the parents' merit, with which they avoid the harsh punishment, it is indeed an obligation upon the child to recite the Kaddish for the full time period during which the deceased parent would be subject to the punishment. One whose parents was a Shabbos desecrator should recite Kaddish for 12 months. Okay. So I did not make it up, but I remember that I learned somewhere, but people are very stubborn. Okay.